Hey guys, and welcome to our, I guess it's been 1 week since the game launched, so now we want to give our impressions type video. We've got Jess, Dodger, and Schwartz with me here. And before we start, I just wanted to hit on two things. To begin with, this video is basically just going to be showing our lovely faces the whole time, so feel free to minimize this and just listen to it like a podcast if you want, because you're not going to be missing much. The second of all,
most definitely.
Yeah, the game's been out for a week, so we wanted to give our feedback. We're going to start with Versus, then talk about the menu and UI and some other things, then Horde and Escape, and we will finish off with the campaign stuff. Just for any of you who haven't finished it yet, we're putting that at the end so that you can turn it off and avoid any spoilers.
We'll have a spoiler alert when we talk about
Yeah. Alright, and with that, let's hop into our first topic, which is Versus multiplayer. It's split into, I guess, three things really. It's quick match, ranked, and private. So let's start off with quick match. I think most of us have been playing together. That's kind of what we've played most of. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's gonna have to be on y'all. I haven't had time to play multiplayer yet.
It's 3 people in a lobby.
Yeah, because
so
you had to.
Is it 3 people in the
play
lobby?
Campaign like 1.5 times.
True. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Plus,
so,
work.
To Jess's point, it is 3 people to a lobby for quick match, which is a step up from Gears 4 where it was only 2 people. 3 makes it a lot nicer for us.
4 would be better though.
Or 5.
Right.
This game is for us. We need 5.
Yeah.
Right.
But
you don't understand, Coalition.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
I haven't done private yet, but we'll talk about that in a minute. The quick match part has standard quick match, which was like Gears 4, and it has arcade. I've only played a couple actual quick match thing, and most of my time has been in arcade actually. What do you guys think of arcade?
I liked it.
From the tech
Based
test?
solely on my experience from the tech test, yeah.
I think I've only played it like once or twice, and that was probably with you.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose, I prefer the classic quick list or quick match playlist.
Yeah.
I mean, arcade's fun. I'm doing it for the medals, I'll be honest.
I just played so much quick matching, like all the other games, that I don't know, this whole rifle-centric gameplay is kind of a nice take. And the headshots with the Lancer are really satisfying.
I mean, I feel like they should still slightly nerf the Enforcer because it is so strong in the beginning.
Yeah, it's not bad in regular quick match because it's a pickup weapon, but
Yeah.
because you can start with it in arcade, in some classes, it's pretty powerful.
Can you still get can you still rack up a bunch of points with Marcus just by downing people and picking them up?
It's the same with the Grenadier as well. Yep.
Yeah.
You just down them with an Enforcer, pick them up, you got 2 skulls. Yeah.
Let's see. So you guys mostly played regular quick match then?
Yep.
So how do things feel for you compared to like Gears 4?
Several steps above, way above.
It's really good.
Okay. Again, the one big step back is the inclusiveness, only 3 players can play.
Yeah, well, that's not really a step back. That's actually like a step forward from what they used to have.
True, but
True, yeah.
True, but
it's something holding them back now.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have King of the Hill, Arms Race, Dodgeball, Warzone, and I think Execution.
Yeah.
Why is Warzone in there?
Because reasons.
So
it's for the cordials.
For me, the biggest issue I'm having, this is probably one of the reasons I'm playing arcade a lot, is I'm having issues with the delay on the Gnasher when you come off of cover and stuff. I feel like there's a lot more delay than there was in Gears 4, and it's really just throwing me off, and I haven't had time to adapt to it yet. But yeah, I mean, quick match, it's fun. I enjoy that. But then there's the ranked side. So we've played a few ranked matches together. We went through 1 or 2 Escalation, a bunch of Guardian, did a couple King of the Hill.
I'm surprised I haven't even touched TDM.
Yeah, me neither,
I was like,
actually.
what?
I have. It's fun.
Let's start with escalation, because that's like escalation 2.0 is the new mode for Gears 5, really.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of escalation in 4. I played it occasionally, and it was pretty competitive. I had a little bit of fun, but it wasn't really my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's
Now,
a little bit more complicated, and you'll have people who don't select anything because they're like, "Oh, I didn't know I was, the top ranking person."
I would say it's a lot more complicated now.
Yeah.
It is very. I miss the old iteration, honestly, but I'm a casual,
Yeah.
so.
I haven't played it enough to like form an opinion solidly yet, but it does seem like it's a lot more. There's a lot more opportunity for like playing with randoms. Just to be like a cluster.
Yeah.
I feel like the casual community, or at least the people who don't know escalation through and through, are going to, like, when they watch the esport tournaments, that they are going to have to rely heavily on the spectators, like the announcers, telling them what, like, especially with the lives remaining in
Dude,
the strats.
even
they're
then,
going to
like,
rely on that.
I was a hardcore Gears 4 player. I played a lot of Gears 4. I understood how escalation worked pretty well in Gears 4. When I watched the invitational type thing for Gears 5, I was watching that escalation stuff and listening to them describe all the picks, and even I was like
know.
struggling with that. It's like, wait, what? How are they doing this? They have to upgrade these things. They have to vote. Like, that's not.
Yeah,
gonna-
everyone gets the vote now, so it's like the best player on the team chooses which area they want to put in, but then everyone can vote for whatever they want.
Yeah.
Is that how did that work that way in the tech test, or is that the change?
Yeah.
I didn't play it in the tech test.
I'd played it twice.
Yeah.
and
It
I
was the
don't
same.
like.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the
Yeah,
same.
everybody was still asking what the hell
Yeah.
every time in between a match.
Yeah.
So the other mode that I guess the one that we've played together the most right now is Guardian.
Yep.
So that, I mean, it's just like Gears 4. I don't think
Are the spawns still wonky?
they haven't made any changes to 4. Since 4, and yeah, so I'm not a fan of the spawn system.
There are times when I spawn right in front of the leader and I just nasher them
Yes.
literally within a second, because I just switch the nasher and I pop.
I do
The leader-
remember.
I was there.
Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze.
I remember talking to Ryan at one of the events about it. That was back early Gears 4 when I was like really adamant about wanting the Guardian spawns changing.
Was this before Ultimate Edition?
No.
That was okay. I thought it was the time when we were. At,
No, you weren't there. I think this was at Vegas or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, at Vegas. Okay.
And I talked to him for a little bit about it, and he said that they really wanted that sort of zone control, like controlling the map and pushing up and taking. I almost picture it like the old Gold Rush things in Battlefield, where your team slowly advanced and took control of different points on the battlefield so that you could spawn there and get map control. But so they're essentially using your leader to do that and having them be the mobile spawn beacon, which is a cool concept, except for the fact that all the leaders are still just camping back in spawn, which
Yes, you have to
the
push
bad
across
ones
the map
are.
the whole
yeah,
time.
the bad leaders are camping in spawn, but at the same time, I don't know if that really makes them a bad leader. That hurts your team because you can't. One, they're not helping you fight, so your team's down to 4 people. They're not helping you get better map position. But at the same time, it's a lot harder to get to their leader when he's back in a corner and his teammates keep spawning right in front of him. I don't.
I feel like I feel like it's better when you're like a little bit forward, and then like let's say you need to retreat, then you can go back and whatnot, and then your teammates should spawn then. But
Yeah.
Didn't you also bring up in Vegas about Jinbot being the leader?
Yeah, I did in Vegas. I told him, I was like, well,
I knew he liked that idea.
I told him that Jinbot should have. This was in Gears 4. I told him Jinbot should be the leader for the Swarm, and Jin should be the leader for COG. But,
The new leaders in this game look amazing. The gold accents, much, much better.
I do. I want to see that.
Then just straight gold. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, my favorite thing I've seen so far is when I play as Marcus and he does his foot tap, like, come on, I don't have all day.
You haven't seen my emote now that I have.
But doing that as the leader at the end of the match, if you get MVP, it's Jinbot tapping her foot with Marcus's audio going, and it's fantastic.
Nice.
But no, I still love socially awkward JD. Especially when he's up in front and Jin's talking, he's just like, hi. Smile for the camera, JD.
Hey, sorry to tangent, but could we get one of those awkward Baird waves as an emote?
Oh my god, yeah.
They've got to make that.
Yes, Jess, but only for $10.
We'll hit on that in a bit.
Yeah.
All right,
That
so
hurts my soul, though.
I think the last thing to hit on ranked is execution.
I was gonna say no dodgeball.
Okay, yeah. So execution.
I didn't know that.
Execution.
They brought that in.
Yeah, execution
Real
had a lot of
quick.
people complaining online about. Dodgeball, I haven't seen too many people complain about, but that's the one I'm
I feel it's a
missing
better
the most.
version than
Actually,
Execution.
that was my main ranked mode in 4
What, dodgeball or execution?
Dodgeball.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't seen too many people complaining about that, but Dodgeball's definitely been that was my most played ranked one.
Yeah, that was a fun game mode. I miss it.
But they did bring
Yeah.
back execution. So execution has always been in private matches, but they just recently decided to, I think it was like yesterday or something, they put it into ranked again for the rest of Operation 1.
Kind of bothers me how fast they did that.
Yeah. Well, Nade Shot was
And
going to leave.
and I've seen
not
two,
Yeah,
I don't think-
and I've seen two
No,
sides
it wasn't
where
Nate Shot, wasn't it?
Nick
It was
Marks.
Nick Marks, yeah.
Nick Marks. I've seen two sides of it where people are like, "Yeah, good job, Coalition," and the people who are like, "This is so stupid. Why are you praising them?" and stuff like that. And the other side's like, "You're just being haters." I'm like, you guys are. I'm more maybe on this side a little bit, but it's just like I don't really have an opinion on it. It's just
I don't care about
they-
execution.
why are they giving such praise to something that Coalition has purposely withdrawn? And then they can immediately put it in. It shouldn't take that much effort.
No. Yeah. I don't think it took very much effort for them to do that. I understand why they took it out. Honestly, I haven't played Execution in quite a while. It was a very low population playlist in previous games, ever since TDM.
It's
and
not
King of the Hill,
competitive
so-
anymore either. So if you want to be competitive, get used to escalation.
Yeah. Well, which even the pro player, that's a whole nother discussion, but even the pro players aren't happy about that, really.
I still feel like there should be a single elimination ranked match because everything else is respawn game types. There should at least still be one. That single life. Like a bomb game type. Search and destroy. All that good
How
stuff.
long have we been asking for that?
Gears 2.
Yeah.
At least as far as I know.
So
Yeah, that's
many
as far back
years.
as I know, but probably pros have been asking since Gears 1.
Yeah.
Have you guys played any private matches yet?
No.
Yes. I haven't played a private match, but that's actually the only place that you can actually see your re-up.
Yeah.
Is the private lobby.
You can see it in the private lobby,
Yep.
or if you search to rank match, it shows up for a split second.
Well, yeah.
But I'm really disappointed, actually, in private matches. There's the options there are terrible. It's like the same that we've had in all the previous games, and that's something.
I thought they were gonna introduce more customization into private matches, or did I just?
That's what they said.
Yeah.
Maybe they did a
Okay.
couple things, but it wasn't the things people were really asking for. One of the biggest.
Like give us like health, like damage, health
Loadout.
regeneration, loadouts and stuff. Wait, Gears 4 had loadouts, right?
It didn't have a set loadout in
No.
options. One thing that is missing that,
Yep.
this was one of the most basic things that people have been asking for a really long time. It's, hey, I want to play a match with all long shots on map. I don't want to have to go set each weapon to long shot. Make a master thing where I can toggle this one thing, a set all to long shot or something.
Yeah.
How is that not in? All
I
right.
remember having to do that crap in Gears 2. Just go through that list, change everything.
I
by
remember
hand.
the way that you added bots in Gears 4 was also terrible. It was turn them all on, and if you wanted less bots, you had to go lock all the slots. I haven't checked that. I hope it's not the same way, because that was That was
Yeah.
not a very user-friendly way to do things.
Terrible.
That was terrible.
TRBL.
Terrible.
Well, alright, while we're talking about options and stuff like that, let's move off of Versus and get to the UI and some other things that they've introduced.
Horrible. Next.
Alright, the one thing I want to start out with is the characters in the background, they blink now. That's cool.
Yeah!
It's not
They're alive!
It's not an
Woo,
emotionless
2007! Woo!
Yeah, it's not an emotionless JD sitting there. And the menu music is like doesn't make me want to blow my brains out.
It's very good. I also want to point out that the end of matches, I am pretty sure, because I Shazammed it, they're playing A Bridge Too Far from Gears 3. Just a little fun fact.
Cool.
Nice.
Let's see, a couple hidden things that not too many people know about. If you go under extras, there's a State of the Universe video. That's really done recapping everything from Gears 1 through Gears 3.
Is that different than the thing that plays at the beginning of the campaign?
The beginning thing only highlighted Gears 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this thing highlights Gears 1 through Gears 3, and I thought it was pretty well done. There's a help thing in the start menu, which I don't know if anyone knows
Is it-
about, but it like tells you this is what boost is, this is what an operation is. Here's how Horde
Oh,
works.
nice.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Wait, is the State of the Universe video? It does have Marcus narrating it.
I don't remember who they have. It's not Marcus.
Okay,
It
because
should be Adam
there was like a
Phoenix.
trailer that they released before that was like it was just kind of a summary of what had happened since Gears 1, I feel.
Okay.
And I thought I had John DiMaggio narrating it.
Maybe it was John DiMaggio, just not in Marcus
Not in
voice.
character, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
If only if it was like Bender voice.
Dude. Nice.
Bender bot for Jack skin.
Yeah, dude, if
Ah,
they have
yes.
the Bender UFO,
That what?
yeah, the Bender
want
UFO
that.
as a Jack skin. it'd be
Actually, I
amazing.
want both. I want Bender UFO for Jack, and I want just like a regular Bender DB skin.
Oh, besties.
Do you think we're gonna? Oh no, we'll talk about Horde in a minute. All right.
Horde?
No. So
In a minute.
friends list. They brought back the friends list thing in game.
Yeah, that's cool. I feel like it seemed like it was a little kind of broken. It's still. A couple
Yeah.
times I tried to use it.
It's working better now. I think the servers
Yeah.
are just crazy loaded.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Because
You
when
can't
we were
you
trying
can't
to,
promote anybody to party leader though.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. If we're all in a
Yeah.
party together and like,
It's like, again, not trying to go to Horde or Escape, like, hey, I have all the mutators or so on this map or something. Let me promote me to leader, then I can do it. Like, nope, I have
Yeah.
to back out, you guys join me, all that stuff.
Something I have to test still, which I'll test eventually. If I'm hiding offline, do I still show up in that Gears thing?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
We can test that after this video.
Because I don't like that.
Oh, Jess is on! No! Leave me alone.
There's other people I don't want
look
to
at
play with.
So, Tour of
It's
Duty.
called defriending them.
duty.
Tour of Duty.
I like it.
I thought it was done very well, except for the fact that stuff's going to be exclusive once, or like it's going to get vaulted and never available again after the operation ends.
I think that's a waste of content,
So if you miss those skins, you can never get them again.
Yeah,
allegedly.
it's not coming
That-
back in any future operations. It won't be added to supply or scrap or like craftable things in the future, and it will not be added to the store for iron in the future.
For now.
That
I
seems like a
don't know.
mistake.
Like a lot of stuff
They-
they've kept
gone
fairly
back before.
open. They've kept things fairly open on some aspects, and they haven't specified one way or the other. On this, they have repeatedly been very explicit, saying it will not be available again. And I feel this is going to be one of those things where maybe they'll change it in Operation 2, but this Operation 1 stuff will stay exclusive because they'll say, oh, well, we've been saying this, so it wouldn't be fair to those people who...
And see, that's why they should have never said it. I feel like it's such a waste of content.
Yeah, like, was it Scar to JD
They're,
and whatnot?
Yeah.
they're campaign characters, and they're going to lock them away from people.
Yeah.
Alright, I did a whole video on that. I'm not...
That should not be a spoiler, especially if you've seen like the trailers and whatnot.
But, I mean, besides that, the tour of duty system is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't like the concept of vaulting anything in any of your content at all.
Yeah.
I honestly would rather they just make it work for money. Like,
yeah,
honestly.
I'm not gonna buy it.
It benefits the company, it benefits the customer.
It's like, I'm not gonna buy it, but at least then it's not vaulted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about, as far as the tour of duty goes, I don't know, like, if that's just going to feel super grindy after a while. I don't know if they're going to mix up, like, what the challenges are in between each, or, like...
Yeah.
There's also the medals you go for.
I think the medals are probably going to be pretty grindy. The challenges for the stars, those just remind me of Fortnite.
Not balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess the stars, because those are like things you can do in a couple matches. I'm talking, I think the medals, if they reset, they're just gonna get like.
They are gonna reset.
I don't think they're resetting. I think it's gonna be like new ones.
Okay.
Well,
that'd be better than just having to do the same medals each.
Some are probably gonna reset.
Yeah, like the basic ones, like revive these people, kill this many people, do this much damage.
But Dodger, to what you
Why
were
this much Horde?
To what Dodger was just saying, though, the stars are not balanced.
No.
There's some things that are worth 3 stars that I can do in like 5 minutes, and there's other things that are worth 3 stars that take me like 2 hours.
Like execute 6 enemies. Okay, load up escape on the hive. You do it in 10 seconds.
Wasn't like do clear 10 hives worth 1 star?
I think it's 5. No, it's 5 for 3,
it's
and then
5 hives
2
for 3.
You guys were mentioning one that was really ridiculous the other night.
I had 2 3-star things, and it was complete 5 past hives and complete 5 challenge hives.
So you had to do 10 hives for 6 stars.
Yeah, which I did, but because Dodger helped me just speedrun the gauntlet and stuff. But there's like the 35,000 energy that you have to collect in Horde, or complete 35 waves of Horde.
35 waves!
Like, that's not balanced compared to the other stuff. I hope that...
well, I was just talking about the medals, but, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, mastering a hive is 7, then mastering all 10. Oh, no, you master a hive 5 times, and then mastering the 10 different hives, which will be in Operation 1. And those are both 7 stars.
Yeah.
But then you have, like, 100 cryo kills, 6 stars. It's pretty good, but it's like, wow, that's 6 stars, but the other ones is 7. That's it. Like, I feel like those should be, like, 10 at least.
So the tour of duty, one of the big complaints I've seen is that a lot of... Schwartz, I saw this, just like smirk, smile when I said duty. Anyways, anyways,
tour of duty.
there's some good skins in there, but there's also a lot that feels like filler, and people are complaining about that. I don't really think their complaints are warranted, because the Coalition opted to give us, I think it's 43 smaller levels in Tour of Duty rather than like 5 really big levels. So you feel like you're getting more. I'd rather get this filler stuff than get nothing, almost.
I got the basic Swarm drone skin yesterday, the one that you start with in Gears 4, and I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it should have been flipped, though. Like, it should have been all the basic ones, because the basic ones you have right now in Gears 5 all have, like, metal pieces.
Yeah, and they look cool.
And then you get the basic non-metalized
nudists
ones.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
So, speaking of these customization things, let's talk about the customization menu.
Blood sprays!
They are supposed to be improving those somehow. Liam said they're doing something to make them more worth it. I don't know what that is, but...
How could they be more worth it?
I feel like there should be one spray that should definitely be included, and it's not, but...
Do it!
Yeah. So, there's a mark. When you mark somebody, there's a mark that's the poop emoji, right?
Poopy!
That's where I thought we were going with this.
Why isn't there a blood spray that's just the same thing, and just call it bloody stool?
Nice.
Please, Coalition. I tweeted Octus about it. I did not get a response.
Come on, Octus.
This is so simple.
So
I don't care if it's in the store. I would actually get it.
What they could do to blood sprays, Jess, is make them appear for some other types of kills, maybe,
For Gibbs or explosive kills.
Or-
Oh, okay.
or like maybe if it's a downed enemy and you kill him, like in any way, not just executing him, but like any kill against a downed enemy or something.
Like if I curb stomp him? Oh, wait. Never mind.
Wow. That was...
Man,
Just
you're
wait.
brutal,
You can edit
Jess.
that out, right?
Just wait. It'll be in the general rank in Operation 2.
Alright, so the combination of marks and banners, that's kind of a nice way to represent yourself now instead of the, emblems that we had.
Yeah, I tweeted Octus and Rod and everyone, like, why can't we have, because there's plenty of Pride and plenty of Mexico flags, can we have, like, a first responder flag?
Yeah,
Can I get a poop flag?
I'd wave a poop flag.
Let's go with that.
But,
Like, seriously, like
is
an
it-
American flag that's grayed out, and then a blue line, and then one that's a red line for firefighters, too.
What? So, why does Mexico have 3 flags?
4.
4.
Okay.
So-
oh, damn.
And
Why
the
does Mexico
Mexican
have
and
4
the actual
flags?
Mexican flag is not even a part of it.
Yeah, they look really kind of cool.
So I don't know
Yep.
why they are the only ones with multiple flags. There might be reasons why the official like Mexico flag isn't there. I don't know, but it is.
They had to
weird
make
that-
room for the other 4.
I mean, they have Russia, China.
Yeah,
And
Did they have Mexico in the last game?
they did
Yes.
Pretty sure.
sort
Yes,
of,
they
but
did.
it was like an emblem that wasn't the
Yeah, it was,
actual flag. It was just
Oh, so it could be issues with the representation of the flag.
yeah. I don't know, but
They still got 4.
yeah, that's
Alright.
weird. Also in customization, it seems like you have to go really deep into that UI. It's like a start menu, and you can go like 7 layers deep or something at times. That
Yep.
can be kind of tedious. Not being able to select random skins, I would have liked to be able to select a random one, but also
How about
when
setting all of them to the same thing?
Yes.
That sucked.
especially blood sprays, you have to go into each weapon, then go to the blood
Yeah.
spray menu.
an easy way to do it is you go to the blood spray menu, you click that blood spray, and it says, "Do you want to apply this to all weapons?"
Yeah.
Easy.
Or do you
Do that
like,
with
it just gives you a
banners?
list
Do that
of
with
weapons you wanna
skins?
apply it to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that with marks. It's very easy.
Well, marks are
Or
universal
marks
already.
are yeah.
Fine, but do it for everything else. Shut up.
But yeah.
It's
Um,
okay, Jess.
All right, I think we've hit on the UI and stuff a decent amount, so let's get back into some of the gameplay things.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna start with now is Horde mode.
Yay!
Let me start out by saying there's no tutorials. That was like some really big feedback in the Gears 4 time. Is nobody knew how to play each of the classes.
Shoot the gun.
It was
Yeah.
Kill the guy.
Jess. What was it? Wave 30. It was in the 30s, right? When you figured out that Jack has a booster.
Maybe.
But like, all right, there's gonna be a lot of classes. I can sort of understand them not having a guide per class, but Horde is a lot more in depth now. I'm actually working on some videos to explain that a bit, but Horde's a lot more in depth now, and there's a lot of stuff people don't know, and there doesn't really seem to be any good videos out there explaining it. They put out their pre-release Horde trailer thing, but they've even admitted there were some editing issues in there that make it really like not clear, and they even had to put out a blog post explaining a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's disappointing that they don't have any sort of training thing in game for that, especially after the feedback along those lines in the previous one.
There should be a like 3-wave boot camp for Horde.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Get like,
Horde boot camp.
wave 1 is just like what a normal wave 1 would be, and then wave 2 is like maybe what a wave 4, 6, 7 or something like
No,
that would be.
wave
and
5 with a mini boss.
then, maybe, yeah. And
Yes.
Then, and then wave 3 would be a boss.
Yeah.
A bossy boss.
And a boss,
Any
boss,
boss,
and a
boss, 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 boss.
All right.
Haha, y'all are suckers.
But okay, so let's hop into the class locked characters. What do you
Yeah.
do those bother
It's-
you?
it-
Yeah. Where's beer?
I will say my own personal thing is that I don't really matter. It doesn't really matter to me as much. But I know people who love to play as Bear, love to play as Cole, Hoffman, which would be my character actually. Dom.
That just goes
any of the Carmines, the Onyx cards, basically anything.
It really just goes back to that big step backwards thing.
Yep. Again, a lot of good steps forward, and then just one, I will say, unnecessary step backwards.
So could you imagine if like all classes were character free, and you could like play as Jack, just like floating around the map? As
Well,
a
no, I would
character?
feel like Jack would be the exception. In this.
No, I want just like a floating Hoffman running around with like a weapon attached
With a little
to a
dapper
cable coming out of
Superman.
his butt.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, okay,
Schwartz.
so what do you
Schwartz, they can have wheelchair Hoffman go all Professor X.
Dude, yes.
Oh man.
Oh, what about the Fabricator skin?
Oh yeah. No, we're not talking about that.
Nope.
But
Swartz will talk. Wait,
Yeah.
was Swartz part of it?
No, I wasn't. I got to hear this.
we'll tell you about
We'll do
that.
this
later.
later.
It's the best skin idea ever. Though.
We want to get we want to monetize this video, guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Horde, I guess we haven't said this yet, but it's pretty fun, I guess. I put out a couple tweets after our first match saying and in the last video I made actually, said I wasn't really feeling it that much. I guess part of that is because I played as Dell, and even though I was an engineer main in Gears 4, I just really didn't have fun playing as Dell in Gears 5.
I mean, Kels was having a lot to do. So when we were playing earlier, so I don't understand how you don't like playing as the engineer.
I wasn't getting bored because of lack of stuff to do. I don't know. It just felt boring to me. I think
Did you feel like it was just more of the same?
Was it less math for you?
No, I think
There's
it's
plenty of math.
I think it's what Dodger was just saying is I played engineer so much in Gears 4, and this felt almost the exact same. It's actually a little bit of a nerf to the engineer, I feel. So I've done
Yeah, a
it so
little bit.
much already, it's nothing new to me. I think
alright.
the biggest thing for me, though, is I got used to Gears 4 by like a quarter of the way through the Gears 4 cycle. I was either doing speed runs or I was doing 25 wave variants of Horde, or I was doing a combination of both. And now going back to there's no speed runs, and there's no speed runs that I know of, and there's no yet. And
I think
no
there's
25
a
wave
way
variant.
on a specific map though, and I think
Yeah.
we were doing pretty well on it.
Yeah. There's no 25 way variant, which I
That
gotta
does seem like a mistake.
That does suck.
That's ridiculous. I remember telling Cherry Quench before launch, like, I would be absolutely shocked if they didn't have a 25 way variant in at launch.
Are you shocked?
I am
Shook.
You appropriately shook it.
I'm flabbergasted. But
Wow, look at that vocab.
it
Darn
was a
tootin'.
multi-syllable word.
He's got to take a nap now.
But I mean, so since then, I've played a couple matches as Jack.
Jack's fun.
Jack is fun.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, Jack is fun.
I did feel bad for Schwartz when we played our first match though, because he was our Jack, and
Revive me!
he was just reviving people.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Pick me up!
It does suck, like, doing Jack. He doesn't get kills. I mean, he's a support class, so yeah. But, I mean, it does play hell on your medal progression when
The
all
only
you're
thing-
getting is revives.
We didn't build a forge for him either.
Yeah, I didn't try that out.
We should have done that.
And the forge, although
Especially
he
when
was
you
already,
have that card.
he was already very busy as is Jack anyways. But if we had set up properly, the forge actually makes Jack a lot better.
I think when
Oh,
we
yeah.
ran it, it was too spread out. I know we were trying to protect those power taps, but
And it was our first match.
that too.
But
on three modifiers.
yeah,
Or mutated.
our first match, so low-level characters, we had 3 modifiers. We did it without failing. And our Marcus couldn't use his ultimate ability because he's on PC, and had that bug.
And didn't want to go on controller.
Yeah. Looking at you, Scotty J.
Scotty J.
But yeah,
But JD is a hell of fun. Like, oh my gosh.
JD,
JD
I gotta-
makes it rain.
JD is really
I gotta
strong.
get some of these
Like that.
characters up because
Especially when you
They
get
look fun.
Racer Hill. Oh my god.
JD's bleeding
You took
effects.
out did you take out a snatcher?
Huh?
Didn't you just take out a snatcher like that?
Dude,
Yep.
he took on like every single type of boss on
I don't even
wave,
see these bosses.
on
You
wave
took
You don't
50.
even see them.
Didn't you like one shot with your artillery strike against a like matriarch or something on wave 50 on like beginner?
I did.
It was like
Was it?
75% health.
Yeah, just about, right?
It's ridiculous, and that's like low level of that card too.
Well, the video that I showed you guys was the level 1 Racer Hell. I have level 2 now.
Nice.
So
Dun, dun, dun.
it isn't 20%, it's 30% now. So like
Jack,
the bleeding does more damage than the actual artillery strike.
Jack,
Nice.
I kind of dismissed at launch, but I think he's going to be really useful. And
Yeah,
Oh,
you
Jack
did.
is-
You made me feel bad for wanting to play as him.
yeah,
Like you need three three
Monster.
classes: Dell, Jack, and JD.
I'm
And then Marcus
Yeah.
would be basically the next one, and then maybe Foz or Kate.
so after my first match when playing as Dell and understanding how the fortifications were starting to work, I said some things along the lines of like, I'm not sure if we actually need a Dell. Maybe other characters can build stuff and Jack can repair, and that way we get the extra firepower out there. I'm starting to see that's probably not the case. I was kind of hoping that would be the case.
You got all the firepower with me.
Yeah.
I like how he said that.
Eh.
Right here.
Alright.
it would be interesting. I mean, it might kind of defeat the purpose of classes, but since there's more than 5, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's 6,
No,
and then
no.
there's
we
then
don't.
there's the extra, the Halo and the Saracon.
Okay. Because I mean, it
No.
would since
They're
there's
garbage.
since there's the like combinations that don't more than just the 5 choices. It would be nice, I guess, maybe to see for other classes to be able to kind of pick up the slack of maybe not having a certain
Yeah.
one class or the other.
I mean, I can definitely see. I mean, eventually, whenever Coalition decides to put him in, is Clay Carmine for Horde. I think his ultimate and his class would be actually pretty cool.
Probably pull out a
Pretty
try
cool.
shot.
And just go
Right.
hammer. Like Berserk. The dude's like,
Yeah.
I could see him actually being maybe like invincible for a little bit. And
Yeah,
then just-
exactly.
Just melee people.
Can Cole like call in trains?
oh, dude. Oh, that'd be cool.
No,
I
I,
know,
thought
Carmine
Carmine
goes
goes a
invincible.
motorcycle.
Oh no, he'll call in one of those big
Motorcycle
guys.
strike.
Those big guys that he was playing with in campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, the
It was in the, it
Well,
was in the commercials.
well, again,
Jack Jr.
I mean, can I say the was it the Gear 6 prediction
Let's hold
for
off.
for
Oh,
King
yeah.
Stump
King Stump.
having one of those big ones being turned into a stump, basically as like maybe like a boss.
That'd be cool.
I can see it.
I think Clay's ultimate needs to be he goes invincible. He like dual wields mulchers and just like tanks the map.
This one's Anthony and this one's Ben.
Let's see.
Actually, I was gonna say either Clay or maybe Hoffman. They can go to the fabricator and buy a silverback.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or
Yeah,
Baird, I guess maybe.
has the silverback showed up at all in
Not in Horde
or Horde?
or multiplayer. No.
See, they brought it back for the campaign. It seems like a waste if they're not.
That's a spoiler.
Wow.
Um,
Well, I mean,
sorry.
Wow.
I mean, whatever.
Didn't.
Wow.
Shit. I feel bad. I didn't mean to ruin everybody's day.
Chaps can bleep it out.
That's why I was like in Horde multiplayer.
let's see. So, I don't want to spend too long just talking about Horde. We could talk about that for a while. But one thing I do want to bring up, which I glossed over on multiplayer as well, is a huge thing they added for Horde is server browser.
Yes.
That's nice.
If somebody
Yeah.
quits or if your lobby's not full, it appears in the server browser if you have that enabled and people can join in progress. I've actually done I've finished a few matches with people where I see, oh, these guys are on wave 35 and they're missing someone. Let me hop in and help them finish. And that's awesome. They probably really appreciate me joining, and I appreciate getting to play a shorter game with somebody and not being a dick by quitting on them halfway through.
Yeah, was it I joined like a wave 24 or something like that, and JD was already taken, so I took Jack, and yeah, they loved me for that.
Yeah. But so going back to Versus a little bit, there's the server browser and Versus, and I see a few people doing like shoddy snipes type things in there.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious how much that's getting used. I'd like to see some stats about like how many matches are actually being played in there. But okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is Escape, which also has a server browser.
I was gonna say just for Horde. While initially I didn't like how they got rid of turrets, I actually do like how they got rid of turrets.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Makes it
I
better.
didn't really miss them, or I didn't feel like we missed them when we played that one match.
Yeah.
Our first meta for Gears 4.
Yeah.
Just build 4 turrets.
Yep.
All right.
Now there's
God,
a lot of
that was
metas.
so long ago.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Escape.
Escape. Class locked characters don't bother me quite as much in here.
Nope.
But that's probably because they.
I mean,
I don't know. There's not as many characters, maybe.
yeah, it does seem. I mean, it feels like it's built into the game type.
Yeah.
Especially
I,
since
bring
it's-
it.
yeah. Go ahead, Jess.
I forgot, we talked about this. If you play as Sarah Connor or Halo in Escape, do you level them up for Horde too?
Yes, it's cross
See,
progression.
that's a problem. I don't like that.
Wow, really? Okay.
I don't think that's a problem. I think the problem is that all characters aren't in both modes.
Then maybe
Yeah.
that's it then.
Like,
Sorry.
the fact that I can't level up my Dell in Escape, even though I
Yeah.
know he would suck in Escape, but at least I'd like
Well,
to...
they put Kat in it, and she has like what 7 useless cards.
Yeah,
her
good
only
point.
good one. Her only good one is any card that has to do with her hologram, and then the Halo one where she gets
Yeah.
stim.
That is a good
Everything
point.
else is like, hey, her repair tool in Escape, really. Oh, hey, sentries in Escape, really. Yeah. She's a discount Dell, and then she sucks at
Discount deal.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Escape,
I
though,
thought I'd say that.
that's a lot of fun.
I
It
did
is
like
a lot of
Escape.
fun. I really like it. It's short, it's sweet, it's challenging, it's perfect.
Yeah, and, like, the whole leaderboard thing, that's cool that there's a time
It's
thing
kind
for
of-
leaderboards,
Yeah.
but adding that, like, one, we're getting new escapes almost every week now, but
We are.
adding those, well, there might be a couple times where it's not every week, but in theory, every week we're getting a new hive, and they have the top 50%, 25%, 10%, 1% get certain rewards for each map. It gives you
And they're
something.
only cosmetic. That's good.
Yeah, it gives you something to go for, and that is like fantastic. I will add that right now they are working on fixing leaderboards. Ryan said they introduced a bug late in the game accidentally where one, the negative scores aren't reporting properly, and also the leaderboards show hours, minutes, and it will be showing seconds eventually. I don't know if it's going to be minutes, seconds, or hours, minutes, seconds. I don't know why hours would be necessary, but
Be slow.
yeah.
We had was it a zero below 0 time for like 2 of the maps, but they're not counting.
Yeah, we had like -6 minutes or something on something, and
We had -6 minutes on the gauntlet,
then
and
negative
like a
4
negative
or
like 6 seconds or something on the
oh
descent.
yeah, it was like barely negative. I thought about
Was it the mine? No, was it the mines or was
yeah,
it descent?
I think it was mines.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I remember thinking like, oh man, if we had just waited a few more seconds and finished with like a 0.1 second positive time,
Right,
maybe it would update the scoreboard or leaderboards properly.
right.
But yeah, back to just Escape, fantastic. Like it was done
Mac
really
best
well.
character.
Mac is a really good character.
Oh yeah.
The characters
Especially for early
work
game.
really well together.
Greetings.
Greetings. Greetings. Go faster.
They work really well together though, right? Like I mean,
Oh yeah.
mainly Mac and Keegan.
synergy.
Mac and
Oh,
Kagan
yeah.
have a lot of synergy. Lonnie, I like playing as Lonnie. I go down a lot, but it's because her
but
melee
you don't
is
use
amazing.
her freaking ultimate though.
Yeah, I do sometimes. I feel like the whole class locked character thing was designed for escape,
Yeah.
and it works really well there. And then they were like, we should do this in Horde, and then it just doesn't. It's not necessary there. So something I haven't messed with. I'm guessing Jess and Schwartz haven't messed with it at all. But Dodger, I
It's
know
a
you
good
have.
use,
Map Builder.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
I've
love
had a
it.
chance to touch with it.
I haven't touched it yet.
Though,
So
I,
Dodger,
uh,
go
though
ahead.
there are certain things that TC has done with the hive, like their hives that you can't do in map editor. Though is
Yeah.
you have randomized enemies. I haven't seen anything about that, and they have more than more than 5 enemies in a chapter, especially the gauntlet. Because the gauntlet, you're gonna have like maybe 3 different types of scions, including the warden. Then you have imagos, juvies, right? And then you have the drone characters. So they have like 8 different characters, but you can't do that in map editor. You
Yeah.
only have 5.
They said that they pretty
there-
much use that map editor to make their stuff, but with some enhancements. They have some additional things that they're able to
Give
do.
us the enhancements.
Is there
Enhance.
a reason? Have they given a reasoning for having like limiting the number of characters that you can have, or the number
They
of
don't
enemy
want
types?
us to copy their homework.
It seems a little weird. Like,
Yeah.
it's an odd thing to limit on your.
Like you want
Challenge mode.
rejects and juvies in your chapter? Well, you only have 3 more enemies you can put in.
Yeah.
Like wow.
Is it per chapter or act?
Per chapter.
Okay. That's
Well,
interesting.
chapter act is the same thing. There's
Oh,
chapters and then the hive.
Okay, I was thinking an act was like between safe rooms, but you're saying chapter? That's a chapter?
Yeah, in map editor it's chapter 1,
Okay,
chapter 2.
my guess is they
and-
limit it because then they only need to load in the enemy character models and
True.
AI type stuff for those specific ones.
I made a map where you can get 300 wardens. That it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We beat it.
Yep, Justin and I beat it. Yep. Though I kind of want to do 300 flocks. I want to see what that looks like. That'll probably crash the system.
I don't know, like,
I'm doing it.
you know, in
I'm doing it.
in
I don't
Horde,
care. I'll break my Xbox.
in Horde, you could have infinite money and put a sentry everywhere on the map, and it would run just fine. So, at least in Gears 4. I remember Ryan talking to me about that in Vegas, that they actually don't need like a money cap. They could in theory give you infinite money and you'd be just fine. Alright, is there anything else escape wise that we
They
want to
should
hit
have
on?
given us infinite money.
Well, you could the glitch.
True, that was. Fuck, man, I missed those early.
I wish you can just skip the. Let me put on my mask
Oh,
and
yes.
get
Oh,
yeah.
taken. Like,
That's
can I
gonna
just
get
load it up? Like,
I don't need to see that every time.
Yeah, that gets really old. But in general, loading screens in this game are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They
it's
take
not-
forever. Alright, so I have played a little bit on my PC. I forgot to mention that earlier. Dodger's playing PC. The rest of us are playing Xbox One. I played a little bit on my PC. Thankfully, it didn't crash on me, so that's a big step up from Gears 4. Loading times were a lot faster on my PC, which was nice. But I like my Xbox, so it sucks that I have long loading times.
So, was it when you were talking about that? I was just realizing about the gas mask thing. They have Emil and Cat. They're wearing helmets. They're wearing helmets and then they put the gas mask on.
Do they?
I think so, do they?
I
Now
assume
we have to
so.
load it up.
They
I haven't
have
played
custom
it, but
cutscenes for each person, right?
No, I actually played as Lonnie. It looked just like
They-
Keegan's.
Oh, really?
oh, no, when they get up, but when they burst out of the pod, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Keegan will be on his knees, Mac will be like getting up from his,
Yeah,
sitting down.
I'm curious now to check those.
Yeah, it's like,
Um,
you put a gas mask on their helmet.
Alright, so let's do a quick recap of stuff that we've talked about before we move on to campaign, just in case people want to shut this off.
A lot of great steps going forward and a few big steps back.
Yeah,
That's
there are irksome things that kind of hold it back from being really.
an overall improvement.
Yeah. Overall, it's a great game.
Game
Oh, yeah.
Game plays fantastically.
It does look nice too. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and it looks nice. Honestly, like, my only real complaints are, like, just things that I want to see them improve. It's not like, you guys are stupid, why did you do this? It's more of a, hey, I'd like to see you guys improve on this. Actually,
I think that the UI could probably use it. The more I think about
development is building upon what you did in the past.
So I will say
I read that one.
The two things that I would say it's not just improving upon, it's I think that they should rework it. Class lock characters in Horde, I don't think they're going to rework that, but I don't agree with that choice. That's too fundamental to what they did.
They got to bring in people to do the new voice lines anyway, so they're not going to do that.
The other one is difficulties. We forgot to talk about difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Escape, it doesn't bother me that much in Escape.
No.
In Horde, though, first of all, the fact that you have to unlock everything per map really blows. But the fact that you have to use modifiers to select your difficulty...
Well, for Escape, it makes sense. Per hive, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
But
I mean, a lot of these choices...
Because there's different modifiers. Like in Gauntlet, there's a unique one called Add Bastions. That's a unique one for Gauntlet.
Yeah.
But Horde, they're all the same.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't understand why they... people said they wanted modifiers in Gears 4 because they were disappointed that we didn't have that type of stuff. But I don't understand why they went the route they did instead of going the Gears 3 route, because that would have given us so many more options, and I feel like it also would have given them a lot more opportunity post-launch.
Yep.
We can talk about that some other time. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
That's probably... I feel like that's something they could rework. I really hope that they do look into some stuff and end up reworking that, because Gears 3 had a fantastic system for that, and people really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, because what they have now, you can do, like, hundreds of different types of difficulties with any combo of modifiers, but if you add in, you can choose your own difficulty along with that. Now now the different difficulties go into the thousands.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, yeah, in summary, lots of really great stuff. There's a few things we want to see improved. Escape's fantastic. Horde is growing on me. We got to play a lot more of that. Versus is very smooth, lots of fun. UI could use a little tweaking, but overall, solid game. Really enjoying it.
And the dialogue is definitely way up there.
Yeah. Actually, one more thing on the difficulty.
I'm gonna kill the shit out of you.
You know what else they didn't do in this game is when we have co-op versus bots, they don't have the difficulties like they did in 4.
They do. Oh, they do. It's beginner. They do beginner through advanced.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's in there.
Yeah, for co-op versus AI, they go from you use the right bumpers to go between the difficulties.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's not very clear. But
You're welcome.
It is there. All right.
That's how I got all my cryo kills. So yeah, people, if you want to get your cryo kills, here's a tip: go into co-op versus AI, and keep on voting.
Bone.
Keep on. I get like 3 to 4 kills.
You're a madman.
I know. Per round.
All right. For those of you who
Chill
have
out.
not completed campaign yet, now is probably the time to turn off the video.
Spoiler alert.
Yes. It's time to get a little spoilery. We're going to
Although
be
the rest
talking
of
campaign.
YouTube pretty much spoiled it right now, so.
Oh yeah, they're like in
We're
the titles.
courteous.
Yeah, we're nice people. We're not going to spoil it without telling you, except for Schwartz mentioning that one thing earlier.
Like redacted reacts to redacted. It's like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah. All right. The first thing I wanted to hit on is what Schwartz and I experienced playing the first time through together.
Can we do co-op after?
What do you mean?
Just talk about the campaign, then we do the co-op.
All right. Yeah. Fine. Let's talk about.
Can you ask us what you thought of the campaign?
What did you think of the campaign?
Ask me.
It was awesome.
It was pretty damn good. I
Arguably best campaign in the series so far.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you have to
I've
do
got
with
a
1
fun.
and 2?
I've got a soft spot for 2, but I might put this.
I was
right
gonna
after
say,
that.
if people still say 2 is the best, I'll give it to them, but I still say 5 is the best for me. It's arguably the best in the series.
5 was a really good campaign.
And
Yeah.
you guys have no idea how giddy I was in the first part. Not talking about the Gears 4 recap, but I'm like, is that Azura? Are we going to Azura? I was so yes.
You didn't.
I was like, yes.
So you didn't read Ascendance.
No, I did not read Ascendance.
Okay, because they mentioned that in Ascendance.
Oh, so you guys already knew what they were doing in the first.
Well,
yeah.
Then
I'm glad I did not read Ascendance because that was. I'm glad I didn't read Ascendance then because that was.
The ending of Ascendance. The only reason we know anything about it is, in the end, you go and you read about Baird being down in his bunker, looking at the disc that he got from Adam Phoenix, looking at Hammer of Dawn type stuff, and it mentions it's like Project Morningstar, I think it is, and it mentions Azura, and that's all you know. So you know that Baird's looking into Hammer of Dawn stuff, and it mentions Azura. So it's not really that spoilery. I was very happy with the lack of spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, that was cool, yeah. I did like the fact that I kind of went into this not expecting anything, so I feel like that definitely improved my experience with the campaign.
Oh my god, how happy were you that we know about the Locust origins and stuff?
Yeah, that's cool.
And, well, the clarification on it and the now canon Mira origin.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a lot better than what I'd heard before.
Well, again, on the forums, this was back before Gears 3. Before Gears 3.
Yeah.
Where they said that Mira was the daughter of one of the scientists.
Yeah, and I was like,
that fled with the children to Mount Kadar, but no, she was actually at New Hope and experimented on. Now it's like,
dude, that makes her so much more
older.
That too, but also that gives her character a lot more motivation than just her being the daughter of a. Sid and I had a long conversation about this.
Dude, the collectibles in this game?
I
haven't gone back to read all of them yet.
Dude.
But the few that I did read while going through, they're really good.
They're so good.
Also, honestly, I feel like they could have used the collectibles as a way to unlock certain dialogue sections.
Oh, right?
Because, I mean, especially when you find out that Paddock was the guy who led the charge to try and set off the Hammer of Dawn. And I because you see, you pick up the collectible where you're the spy goes to that country to tell Paddock to do this thing, and you're slowly kind of figuring out, oh, that's him, and then Paddock has this kind of little hackneyed introduction where he's like, oh, that guy who set off the thing, that was me, and I was like, they really should have had this kind of be organically unlocked by we're reading these
dialogue.
Yeah, we're reading these collectibles, and then the characters are like, wait, Paddock, was this you? And then he's like, yeah, that was me, instead of just kind of out of the blue mentioning it.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I feel like they could use their collectibles to kind of have branching dialogue in the games. Oh yeah,
especially the New Hope ones, or just
the New Hope ones were fantastic.
Oh yeah, especially when they talk about the matriarch.
Yeah.
So speaking of the matriarch, the boss fights.
Called it. Well, I said matriarch berserker, but either way.
But what do you think of the boss fights in this?
Oh, it was great.
Oh my!
I loved it.
The matriarch boss fight was great.
Yeah, it was.
I see a lot of people not liking it because I got killed and I can't get past the vision stuff. I'm like, dude, it's called Tac-Com.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also a lot. And I still thought it was fun.
Dude, just take the cryo cannon with you. It's so fucking fast to just freeze her with that cryo cannon.
Really?
Yeah. That's how I got to it. It was awesome. There was one time where I froze her with the cryo cannon where she was standing on the ice, and the minute she got loose, I just shot the ice and it froze her again, and I nailed. That's how I defeated her. It was pretty slick.
Kept breaking the ice.
Huh.
Yeah.
So matriarch, I really enjoyed that fight.
That's gonna be a lot easier on co-op though, because God, JD did absolutely dick, or no, Dell did absolutely dick. He just stood there. He didn't fire a single shot.
So I think I told you guys, Schwartz. I didn't tell you this yet. My game crashed in the cutscene right after.
No, you did. We were in the party when that happened, and you bitched about it.
Okay, yeah, dude. Everyone else, my game crashed right after the matriarch fight, and so I had to reload the previous checkpoint, which was the beginning of the matriarch fight. So I had to fight it again, and I was so pissed. But so the next,
you're real good at it though.
Your pain makes me happy.
The next
does, right?
the next boss fight was as you were trying to leave that.
The launch facility?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
The Kraken Part 1?
That
I was
was.
being kind of.
I will say, like, that was the longest launch countdown in the history of launch
Yeah,
countdowns.
that's
I
true.
also
like-
thought it was hilarious, like when they brought the rocket up to like be vertical.
Yeah.
That was moving insanely fast.
Yeah, like most people had
Okay,
some
okay,
whiplash.
engineer.
No, but like, I mean, if you think
I
about
feel like
it,
the train moved really fast too along the like. That's how big is that thing, and how like many tons does this rocket weigh, and that thing's moving on the track at a pretty
Right.
solid
Yeah.
clip. Dude, alright, did you not expect like an on-rails thing where you had to like defend, like you had a bunch of weapons on top of the rocket and you had to defend it
Or, like,
from
on
like
the train?
flocks
Yeah,
and
that'd be
yeah,
cool.
like where you're on top of the rocket fighting off
Yeah.
flocks and whatnot while you're moving it. I was totally expecting that. Yeah,
so what about the final boss fight?
it was the weakest of all of them, I think.
Yeah.
Out of all the games, you mean, or the
Out,
ones in
out of
five?
all the boss fights in Gears 5, I'm not sure I'm prepared to compare it to other games yet. I haven't. It's been like I said. It's
I
been a
mean,
quick minute
I
since
will
played.
definitely say it probably has the best background, like the environment, because I was
Yeah.
just looking around like this looks
Yeah.
freaking awesome.
It does look pretty good.
I was kind of
Like the
disappointed.
matriarch, you're just in this ice cave. The first part of the what's it called? What's the big boss? What's it
Kraken.
called? Kraken. There you go.
Kraken,
like,
yeah.
it's not a Hydra. Like it's like Kraken. Like the first part, it looked cool. Even though I think we should not have survived when the engine started burning. The
Dude,
thing was
yes.
still in
Holy
there. I'm
hell.
like, everyone's
Yeah.
toast.
Like
Everyone's
the minute
toast.
it started burning, there's no way you're alive. Plus, there's more fight, and then you're like running away from it on foot, and somehow don't get like
Yeah.
crisped by the.
Right.
Yeah. Also, the amount of damage that thing did to that launch tower. How did that rocket make it into the air? And how is the rocket not damaged? Like, how did it just not explode on the launch
I was
pad?
so-
How are the Hammer of Dawn still working?
That too. All right. I thought there was going to be an explanation for that. I thought that weren't they like based on emulsion? What's going on
Yeah.
here?
I've made a Reddit post about that in the
And
past.
those
Actually,
satellites came from. No, wait, oh no. Well, the one satellite came from Azura, which was ground zero of the motion
Yeah.
countermeasure device.
I was going to say something else. Like, in Azura, I was a little disappointed that there's none of that like classic Gears 3 Azura architecture. You spend the entire
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
there like in this like underground bunker that doesn't feel like Azura at all.
yeah.
If they hadn't said at the beginning that's where they were, I would never have guessed that.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should have started in like some of the above ground like old kind of gilded architecture area.
Should start at the top of the tower.
Yeah, and then you slowly
With one-
kind of
with
go
one of the
underground.
collectibles being Adam Phoenix's ashes.
Hey.
Well, you know what the first collectible is in the game, right?
Hmm?
I feel like there's one like in that cenote that you fall into.
What
There's
is
got to
it?
be. I don't know what it is. Shut up.
Glasses.
Shush.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, I actually found that on my insane run through, which I'm going through right now. I haven't left Azura yet, but the first one I got was that poster that's on, like, that's in the bathroom or whatnot.
Did you get Keegan's medal?
Oh,
I believe so.
by the way,
Sure rotates me right
some
now.
people are probably wondering
I hate you always.
what
Oh, okay.
what did you guys choose for the choice?
Huh.
Del.
Del?
JD.
Dude,
Dude, Dell stood by me.
Yeah.
I chose. Alright, JD's the only.
As you walked away from JD,
Dude,
Dale betrayed his best friend.
What do you think they're
J-
gonna do in Gear
JD's.
6?
I think that it's gonna start with a flat, like a dream of Kate's, where she's like remembering that, and like you have to pick again, and then whichever one you pick at the beginning, that's like who
But
survived.
then they basically have to make 2 full stories, right?
Yeah,
Oh, boo! No.
that'd be
No,
cool.
They just killed the other
Do
character
it.
at the beginning of Gears.
I feel like what they could do is like Carmine must die or save Carmine type of thing where
you
I think they
vote?
should just have two different campaigns.
Now, like they probably have a stat sheet where it's like, okay, for first time playthroughs, how many people killed Dell, how many people killed JD, and that will be the
I feel like that would
and I'm gonna hate
piss
that.
a lot of people off.
I think they
true.
should just have two campaigns. They've done it in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you guys played the new Wolfenstein games?
No.
They did that in that game, and I mean it's not that much of a challenge because I mean that you choose to save one person or another at the beginning of those campaigns, and so there's two different ways that you can play through it. It doesn't change a whole lot. It just kind of changes like who's there in cutscenes. Yeah, cutscene dialogue, maybe some character interactions. It's not like it's a huge deal, but it kind of gives you replay value. So I think that it's definitely something they should do.
I hope the person that comes back as Swarm. Like,
that would be cool.
because of
like
how
as a boss fight leading up
left.
to Reyna.
Yeah. Like Reyna's Scourge.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I just feel like story-wise, it would be best if JD was alive because how the Locust War ended was Marcus killing Mira, right? How Gear 6 should end would be the son of Marcus Phoenix and the granddaughter of Mira.
I think that, dude, for me, like JD dying was such an emotional gut punch. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god!
Like it was heartbreaking, dude. Like so, I feel like that was like the best outcome. I'm really glad I chose Dell because
I honestly
that
would
like wrecked
Dell.
me.
I thought it was a dream or something. I was like, is this real?
Dude. When Marcus finds out, I was like, holy shit, dude.
And
god damn.
I watched that scene on like YouTube and
I haven't.
John DiMaggio really sold it with the no.
Yeah, dude,
like
he was so good. And I think I haven't seen for sure how the opposite way goes, but I think
we're gonna do that on our 3-player.
It was. I still feel like JD was the right choice because not only Gear 6 could be again son of Marcus Phoenix and the granddaughter of Mira working together could actually save the world now, but also JD has now gone through a Dom moment.
See that's
or
for
a
me,
Carlos moment.
That was like that's kind of what I expected, and I feel like having him die just kind of pulled the rug out from under me in a way that like was really satisfying to me at least.
I don't want to expect anything.
Yeah, I think that having JD die just kind of like throws a wrench into things so much that I want to see.
You can't do that to Marcus. So come on,
dude,
I did.
it's so.
I totally did.
Oh man,
oh my god.
But like also
because the way Marcus like consoles
he's lost enough people, he can lose another.
Wow, that's
okay.
Heartless.
Yeah, and guess what? Start of Gear 6 is Marcus at his home. Boom.
Dude, all right, that is one thing that like it's a little different from my Wolfenstein analogy earlier. Was it like I feel like that it really changes how Marcus acts in the next game. Like he's gonna have to be two completely different characters.
Right. But
that would be so cool. I mean,
so
I want it.
What would Kate have done? Like, if you think about it from that perspective,
maybe throw it at like Reyna's head.
Honestly,
that's the other thing is I've seen a lot of posts of like, where was Jack this whole time? Why didn't he just like flash freeze?
Yeah.
or like
just zap Reyna and zap everyone else.
Yeah. But like, Kate just spent the entire game working with Dell after being pretty pissed at JD for a while. Like she wouldn't want either of them to die, but like I feel
and then
like
JD comes back.
Yeah, but she's still irritated. Like I didn't see a whole lot of like. It seemed like she forgave him, but I feel like she has definitely more of a bond with Dell than she would with JD at this point.
Yeah, Dell didn't kill a bunch of people.
Also,
order for a bunch.
I think I found a plot
that
hole
was surprising. I'm like, what?
In the game, because like they mention that at some point one of the time skips is like 4 weeks later.
4 months, right?
No, like the first one is it's 4 weeks in between.
Well, after they get the Hammer of Dawn online,
4 weeks
and JD,
in between previous ice stuff and then Vasgar, isn't it?
Yes, and then like later in the game they mentioned that like they did something in Kadar like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
There's a little dialogue.
Well, I would say like maybe it took them time to do it because it's not like Reyna woke now all the swarm are like super intelligent and they're putting on armor. Like it would take time for that.
I might need to thought back on that and I was like, did it say 4 days or 4 weeks?
Yeah, I might need to go like
was it
replay
5 months?
It's possible it could be explainable, but I just
for after JD gets hit.
I thought 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, and how many people got it wrong that JD like had like a swarm, like something like his arm got like infected or something? No, it just got burned really bad.
Yeah, I thought it was just I thought it was a stim thing. From the first time that we learned that stim was in the game from the tech test, I saw that and I was like, it's the same hex pattern he has on there. It's probably like a...
Well, yeah, I mean, it probably is stim, but like the reason for the
Yeah.
arm, like what happened to his arm. So many people thought it had to do with the swarm.
Yeah. So,
Rest in peace, Lizzie Carbide.
Dude, yeah, I feel like alright, Chaps was voting for her to die, and I was like, I don't know, man, I kind of liked her. I wish that she.
I know.
I'm on
Yeah,
Team Carmine must die.
Chaps is just
so-
a dick. Go to hell, Chaps.
Yeah.
Which brings us to Gear 6. Where's Delta Carmine? Where's the D Carmine?
Dietrich.
Come on.
This is 25 years later.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they've gone through
They've
D,
skipped
E,
some
F,
letters.
G, H, I, J, and
Well, yeah,
K.
but Anthony and Ben probably didn't have a kid. They probably didn't have children, right? And she said Uncle Clay, right? And they had those
Yeah.
4 brothers, so she has to be the daughter of D Carmine.
Who's
Who's
Gary related to?
Isn't it Dietrich Carmine? And then
I forgot about
there's also
Gary.
Fredo or Fred.
There's
Fredo.
Fredo, who was a cousin to the Carmines.
Also,
To-
you know,
to the
there's some
original Carmine
people.
brothers.
Some people say uncle to, like Uncle Baird. JD said Uncle.
Okay, yeah,
Baird.
true. Yeah, but to specifically say that,
And it's the same last name. So.
Yeah, exactly. If it was
Yeah.
2 unrelated characters, sure, but they
Oh,
have
wait.
they're the same last
is
name.
her name Carmine?
Yeah,
Actually, I don't know if we ever.
No, it is.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
they
think
definitely
they've always.
confirm it.
I
at some
think they
point.
always just said Lizzie. Okay.
They always said Lizzie, but it's Lizzie Carmine.
Okay.
There's some way
I-
to confirm
I-
it because
My art book confirms
I wouldn't
it.
have
Okay.
your artwork.
I do
Artwork.
love Clay.
Artwork.
I do like Clay's role though. Like he was like some type of like military instructor. Like he's like a chief.
tired military instructor.
Yeah.
Right, and stuff like that. Like he taught like the JD and Dell and whatnot, like all my old recruits and stuff. I'm like, that's awesome. I like that. Just a little connective. So like, it's just like I'm the son of Marcus Phoenix, but then I'm like Uncle Cole, Uncle Baird, Clay Carmine. Like he, was my instructor or whatnot. Like I look just like
Yeah.
that. Which is why you don't kill JD.
So, relic weapons.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
They're
I
Bring
only-
that in.
I
And
only found
the
overkill.
Horde.
And we found
Dude.
the enforcer.
Did you guys
I'm
have an
disappointed.
issue with like it not counting certain kills? Like I killed 5 or 6 people with the torque bow, and it didn't ever advance my achievement progress on that one.
Oh no, I never had problems. Overkill though.
All I
never
had
found the overkill.
was the
The
overkill was,
the-
it's
The
fully
long shot
automatic,
is.
right?
Fully
Oh
automatic.
yeah, I kept the
Okay.
long shot all the way up to the point where Reyna comes in, and like
Ah.
you see the long shot relic fall. I'm like, no.
So,
I
I had
lost
the
it
long
when I
shots.
lost the skiff the first time.
were you
I
guys
had the long
disappointed?
shot, the boom shot, and the drop shot.
So, they were cool
I never found the drop
weapons.
shot. Yeah, I'm
were
with
you-
you, chaps. Yeah, I know
were
where
you-
you're going.
Were you disappointed that it wasn't what we expected relic weapons to be? Where
Mm-hmm.
it was like
A little, but not.
Digger.
I mean, it would have been
breach
cool
Shot, Bushka.
Oh,
to
that would
have
be
them be
awesome.
little cameo appearances. I can see where like maybe I mean they would have to like recreate a weapon and add a bunch of mechanics that aren't necessarily in any other part of the game.
Yeah.
And
You
then
know,
they
if
would-
they
So
had it
it's
to
not
campaign,
surprising.
People would want it in multiplayer.
Yeah,
I want the
there'd
Digger
be
in
like
multiplayer.
Hey.
people would be crying foul so often.
Yeah.
What would happen when a drop shot thing hits a digger?
Did you
as
say
it
you-
comes up?
Ooh, the world like there's just like world ending.
Berserker has a baby.
Did you say you
Alright.
didn't want the digger in multiplayer, chaps?
I
I want
want the
mortar
Digger
back.
Oh,
in
yeah,
multiplayer.
okay.
I want the
Alright.
mortar back.
The mortar
Put
was
the mortar
fun.
on bunker.
Dude, I'm getting direct impacts with the digger was so much fun. That was like
So,
the most satisfying thing in Gears 1. Or
I have to do a
3.
real quick topic change and then we come back to that. And it's you saying, oh, this is in there, why isn't it in multiplayer? The 5 flashback maps that are in private match but not in matchmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think those are going to
mean-
be in matchmaking at some point?
Which ones are
I think
they?
I think eventually.
Forge.
Dam, Forge, Foundation,
Reclaimed.
Harbor, and Reclaimed.
Yeah.
I want them in matchmaking. They're in the game. Just put them.
Might as well.
I see. Yeah, leave them out of matchmaking for the first like month, but then just add them in. We only
I'm
have
done with
7.
Foundation though, so they can leave that one alone if they want.
We only have 7 maps. All right. Anyways, back to campaign. The dialogue. There were
Definitely a
some,
step up.
there were some fantastic things.
Top
Yeah.
notch.
I'm just gonna go. My two favorite lines right now was one when Baird said the loading thing for the Hammer of Dawn was stuck at 83%,
You're right. Yeah.
and then when Kate says, "I'll take that under advisement," and Dell's like, "Oh, you're starting to sound like Marcus." She's like, "No, Marcus would be like, I'll take that under advisement." I
Those
lost
are your
it.
top two.
Those are probably
Those are
my-
your top two.
I lost.
Yeah,
it.
we know what your favorite is, Dodger. It's a good one too.
What-
I grant you
It's
that.
Foz, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's Foz.
Shut the fuck up, Foz.
My favorite
Yeah,
was
I
when
prefer-
JD was like, "We just wiped those swarm asses clean."
Yeah, that was good.
It's like, all right, there's some fantastic dialogue in this campaign.
Yeah, how did they step like?
I think everything Marcus said was just amazing.
They really upped their game this time. I don't know, like, I don't really see the same hands behind this game as I saw in Gears 4. That was like Gears 4 was a really kind of like campaign, and then this one just like knocked it out of the
Let's do
park.
rock,
like,
paper,
all over the
scissors,
place.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's
You want
Our
to do your
campaign
co-op thing
team
now?
needs a raise.
let's talk about co-op for a little bit.
Okay.
Let's start out with, so Schwartz and I were playing co-op. We've the first time he played Gears was actually over at my house when we were in high school. We played Gears 1. When Gears 2 came out, we got the game and we played it co-op through. Gears 3 played co-op like first day. Judgment, same thing. Same thing for UE and same thing for 4. Like, we've always played co-op together.
Whose
Yeah.
fan is that?
Someone's like breathing hardcore.
Schwartz's nose.
Anyways, so we tried doing that for Gears 5, and we got through right when we were about to leave the Outsider Fort in the beginning of Act 2. And
Well,
Schwartz,
it started right when you got there.
yeah, but
And
then
it was
Schwartz
which is
decided to
frustrating.
leave and go play solo, which is really disappointing because Gears is a co-op game, and like we've always played them co-op together. The reason he left is because of Kate's visions. For those of you who don't know, the parts where Kate is seeing stuff, or even that one part, which is where he left, is where Kate actually controls the enemies. The other players, like Del and Jack, don't
Jill and Dak.
Jell and Dak don't actually they don't actually get to see any of that, which
Yeah.
What do they see?
nothing. You're just standing there.
well, so for some of them you don't see anything. For other ones, Dell is like it was. All right, so Schwartz, describe it. What did you see when I was controlling people?
The first one where you just saw you saw the guy picking the dude up when you first get to
you
the
saw
camp.
nothing, right?
I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't. I wouldn't have noticed it if you hadn't said, "Whoa, did you see that?" Because I didn't even notice that you stopped or that like Kate didn't say anything or make any noises.
Yeah.
And then the second time it happened, you left. You were in the snatcher, and I was trying to like get you out.
And you were just
And
fighting
then-
people. Right?
Yeah, and I was killing people, and then you're like, "Whoa, did you see that?" And I'm like, "No." And you're, and then you show up as the warden. And I
Warden.
was like, what the fuck is going on
And I
here?
was fighting Schwartz.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
yeah. So
It's cool. Like, I get, all right, Kate's having these visions. Dell and Jack aren't. But like, for me, that was awesome. For Schwartz, it's his first time playing this campaign, and he's missing out on part of the experience of it.
yeah,
he's
kind of like
experienced-
major parts of the experience too, like a
Like,
large part of.
especially Jack, right? Because that's supposed to be like for like the new players, right?
Yeah,
Replaying it, like replay value, and replaying it and seeing it from different people's perspective, yeah, that's cool. But your first time through,
yeah.
that really
I
sucks.
think it would. I mean, I don't want them to like shy away from doing any like creative stuff like that with campaign in the future, but I feel like that there needs to be a way for them to like have the first time co-op playthrough be like the same experience for everybody somehow.
I think
Either
of,
either just show us the little cutscene or somehow.
I think of Halo when it's not like canon or realistic at all, but when you start seeing those Cortana visions in your visor, every player
Yeah.
saw them, even if you weren't playing as Chief.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And I mean, it didn't ruin the experience, anything. It actually just helped you like experience the game.
Yeah.
And they never. I feel like Halo campaign you don't play as other canon characters, right? You're just a carbon copy, kind of like
Well,
Spartan
in
warrior,
2
right?
you play as
Well-
the Arbiter.
Oh, you do. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, no, and like not in Halo 2. In Halo 3 you do. Player 2 is the Arbiter, and then Player 3 and 4 are these. If you look at the lore and whatnot, they're like high-ranking elites
Okay.
Yeah.
and whatnot.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
there's
Halo 1, Halo
where
2,
they
you're
could do
just
it
the same
ways
on each. Same character
they could
on each
do it.
one.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
But I mean,
do some-
sure, like if for the first playthrough, just have everybody see those visions, and then
Mhm.
once you're on the second playthrough with another player, then you can start kind of like throwing in curveballs and showing us different perspectives.
the implementation of Jack was pretty cool.
I love
Oh, yeah.
that.
I will say there are an insane amount of components to find, though.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'm disappointed though is if you go back and load up a chapter, you don't have any components.
But
I
they said
dude,
that
I don't
was-
think you do. I think you do actually, because I had I went back and loaded up something, and
I did.
I had like it had a couple of things unlocked, and then it had just like 120 unspec'd
Oh, really?
components.
See, I
yeah.
had 0.
I've heard a lot of people say they have 0, and it's like I'd hate to load up
Oh.
Act 4 and have no components for anything.
I experienced that as well. I guess when I had to restart, I considered just playing from where we were, but then like when I booted that up, I didn't have any of the unlocks on
What,
from my account.
what I hated was like, oh, like this looks like a little secret area. You go in there and you like, oh, it's a component. It's only one. That should be a 5. Come on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
There is another cool thing about the co-op campaign is that the different players can have different Jack abilities equipped.
Yeah, that was-
Oh,
Simultaneously.
that is cool.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
like
same-
one
it's the
person
same
can rock.
upgrade tree. So
Yeah.
like, we have to spec points together. But Schwartz at one point he had stim, or no, I had stim equipped and he had the pulse.
Pulse.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You can't use them both, so the cooldowns are tied together. But like,
But
we
like you
did
don't have to
s-
sit there and like scroll through it.
Yeah,
It's
Which
a little
is
bit more
cool.
organic.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else campaign related? Or I mean, I think we're gonna wrap up this video. So is there anything at all you wanna add?
I would really like I wanted to see more of New Hope. Honestly, I would have
Yep.
my like ideal
Nigel
would
bot.
just be to play
Nilesbot.
Nilesbot,
Oh,
yeah.
Nigel.
Do you think
But,
we're
like,
gonna get
what
campaign
happened to-
DLC?
What happened to the original Niles? What happened to
Probably
the
not.
original Niles, though?
But honestly,
Went to
Because-
sleep and never woke up.
if you'd
'Cause the
played
Niles bot-
through like if the first Niles, you find him in
Yeah,
the
you
campaign.
find him in New Hope, and then he's getting corrupted or something.
No,
by
no, you
the-
find his body, right?
Yeah. You
Well, no,
found
no,
out.
no. Okay, not the original one. I mean, because there's 2 Niles. The one that's at New Hope, and there's the one
Oh
that's like.
yeah, the AI in
Welcome.
New Hope.
Then,
yeah,
then there's Welcome Home.
Clarice. Yeah.
I love
Follow.
it.
I think he just
Follow
blew up.
me.
Remember? Because he's like,
Well,
is it
yeah.
time? And he like blew like he destroyed the facility.
Did he destroy the facility, or did the swarm?
Yeah. No, because he's like, is it time for the cleansing? And you're like, oh shit, we got to run. And then he like destroys the computer room and then releases all the gas and everything. You have to
But
run
why?
through it.
But why would Niles destroy? When the
I don't know. He's
swarm-
crazy, dude.
It's crazy.
He is crazy.
But I would have loved to honestly just play through all the places that you could go in New Hope and Gears 2. Just have those be explorable in Gears 3. Even if there's not any like story reason to be there, just let me like go looking around and have
Or a
collectibles and shit.
Stasis 2.0 map.
Yeah,
Oh,
but because New Hope's one of my favorite places in the entire
Oh, yeah.
Gears universe,
all right.
and so
There's-
getting to see that in like glorious high res, high def.
There's something I
With
thought
these
of.
underwear models.
There's something I thought of during Act 3 that I'm curious if any of you
Oh
guys.
yeah, we
had
never
the
talked
same
about
thought.
Paddock.
Fuck
Well,
Paddock.
Schwartz mentioned him a little bit, but all right.
Yeah.
In Act
But no,
3,
I
I had
thought
this
Paddock's
thought, and I'm curious if either of you had it. Are we gonna get a multiplayer mode for skiff racing, like Sparrow Racing from Destiny?
shit. Yep.
Dude.
I was riding that thing, and I was like, "This is actually kind of fun." Oh my god, they need to have racing.
Dude, the skiff was That was cool.
And then there will be like certain stuff that you can run over that will give your second player like a gun or something. You can just start shooting at the people.
Also, yeah, I thought that Dell was manning a turret or something.
I did too.
He's just sitting there
it's like a spotting thing or something.
I guess so. Like if you sit there, you can just tell the computer, like the bot, where to go.
No.
That seems so lame. Like why?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be like a. Ooh, what if you could like?
Again,
you could put collect weapons, and you have 2 storage places, and then you put a third one like up there where Dell is. So if you go find a tri-shot.
No, he's saying if there was a third one where it was like a usable.
Yeah.
Slot.
So like the third weapon that you put in there just puts it on top of that little mounting thing or the little spotter thing, and Dell can just like shoot at people with it.
No, okay. I did want to talk about Paddock though a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I am glad to have seen him. Right. Why is he friends with Baird?
Because of
did you not play
Aftermath.
The campaign? Yeah.
Because of Aftermath.
Yeah.
He's like, we're still friends as long as we never see each other again.
You know, people change.
He didn't. I mean,
They got old.
I'm pretty sure that they're like. Schwartz and I hate each other, right? Like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
but Paddock was full of hatred at the end of Aftermath. Like he was doing what needed to be done. But was like, I don't want to see you ever again. And
I don't know. Baird makes that quip about he threatens to
if,
kill me every time I see him. So you know.
Right.
But Baird also like helped save the world from the locusts.
And he runs the guy guns. I mean, you're not gonna you're not gonna piss off your dealer, right?
Yeah. I just felt like that was a final thing. That was final. But then again, the swarm happened.
Yeah,
so.
I mean the killing the locust was final too. So you need to see where that led.
There
Desperate times, right?
There's a collectible I want to bring up that I thought was kind of funny. One of the first things Schwartz and I found was a lighter, and it said this was heavily used. And we're like, what about the no smoking references? And then I was like, wait,
I got that one.
It doesn't have to have been for smoking. Maybe he was trying to heat up his spoon to get it.
Oh, wow.
They never mentioned taking out all heroin references, so...
Yeah.
You know it's supposed to be barracks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was Barrack ever in Azura? Why would his lighter be there?
Someone brought it.
For that matter, why was, Ben Carmine's
Jace
helmet...
had it. He gave it to Jace, didn't he?
I don't know.
Oh.
What do I look like?
I don't know.
Parasidian?
Yeah, yeah. This isn't the right video for that.
Because they found it backstage in Jace's dressing room.
I thought they found it... Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I thought it was at Azura.
Dude, that first fight where you fight the stump with the stage
with,
spinning
like,
and the music and everything.
That was fun, dude.
That was
I love that, like, the whole Hamilton kind of reference is really cool, too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm glad that they played into it, because when I first noticed it, it was just like during a loading screen, I saw the little, like, poster on the wall, and I was like, holy shit, that looks like exactly like Hamilton. And that's when I asked Sid, and he's like, yeah. And then after...
Well, and then you found the collectible.
Yeah, it just became more and more obvious that, oh yeah, this is supposed to be Hamilton. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they did a good job there. Fuck, I was going to say something else, but I forgot what it was.
They did Alicia's brother.
Oh, they did.
Though.
That was a good collectible, too.
Yeah, but they did that wrong. I'm like, what?
I liked
Come
it.
on.
I never saw that one, so shh.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, why was, Ben Carmine's helmet in the Outsider camp?
Because his helmet was in the Riftworm, and that Outsiders camp is in the Riftworm.
Oh, I didn't see it. That's even awesomer.
Wait, I didn't know that's where that was supposed to be.
That's the Riftworm carcass now.
The name of the place is Riftworm.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was one part that I'm like, that's
okay,
neat.
Dude, I didn't notice that. I guess it makes sense with all the like.
Dodger,
right? Shit.
They're building cities inside a giant worm.
They're building. Oh my god.
It's a giant worm.
There's still 2 more though.
2 more
Just
whites.
The trinity of worms.
There's still 2 more Riftworms.
Oh. Dude, what if you have to fight 2 Riftworms in Gears 6?
2
Or
Riftworm
there's
skeletons.
What if it's
in Riftworms?
What if the 2 Riftworms are just like a
2 heads
double-headed
of one?
And, yeah. And then Schwartz is like, but where does it poop out?
Yeah. What if it's like a What is
Some
with the
part.
cat dog riftworm where there's just like 2 heads
Yeah.
Right.
Where do they poop?
in the middle?
What about what's
like-
that
like-
centipede movie called?
Human Centipede.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just say
That's-
what's that centipede movie called?
Yes.
Human centipede.
That was like a.
A bug's life.
All right, you guys want to wrap it up so we can go play
Yeah.
some Horde or something?
Yeah.
Why not?
All right. Thank
No,
you.
just cut to black.
Leave,
Don't say anything.
leave
Cut to
your,
black.
oh, actually, I was gonna say leave in the comments who you kept alive, but that would be kind of spoilery.
Yeah.
Spoilery.
Spoilery.
Spoil. All right, I gotta say, I've been seeing this like eat a dick GIF in our chat this entire video, and it is really messing with me. Like I can't stop looking at it.
Oh, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Jesse, you can put that in the description if you want. I won't make you.
Okay.
All right. Everyone, thanks for tuning in and listening to our impressions. Try not to spoil stuff in the comments for a little bit for those of you or for those out there who haven't seen it.
If
Or
you
played it.
spared Dell, type in 1. If you spared JD, type 2.
But like,
And if people are like, what? Then
yeah, let us know like what you thought of what was your favorite part of the game, not just campaign, but like the game in general. Let us know what your favorite part was, and let us know like what I don't want to say what your least or what you dislike the most, but tell us what like
You'd like to see improved upon.
yeah, what do you want to see the TC improve upon? So leave that down below or hit us up on Twitter. We respond to stuff. Schwartz usually in a funny fashion, but yeah. We will. Thanks for watching again, everyone. And you guys, thanks for joining. I'll see you guys on Horde in a little bit.
Okay, bye.
And see you guys next time.